Me llamo Libertad V. Justicia no hay periota en mi V porque mis victorias nunca acaban y las tuyas no acabar tampoco, mis amigos. We have a real queen coming right now. Oh, y'all are going to be so amazed. Y'all are going to eliminate your excuses. Check it out. Check it out. We got Michelle Oldenburg, a cancer survivor, a brain cancer survivor, who was also a coach. This is so exciting, y'all.
Hey.
Can't wait.
Okay, horizontal. You want it horizontal?
There she is. There
we
she
go.
Hey.
How you doing? Ah, you vanished. Where are you? There you go. Okay, you're back again. You're back again.
Is the Wi-Fi bad or something?
No, here is okay. I'm at home, so should be okay.
Oh, okay. All the way from Madrid. Or wait, no. Where you at?
Malaga, Picasso.
Malaga, Spain.
Picasso was born.
Oh, okay, cool. Wow.
Yeah.
This is my first international interview.
Excellent. And I'm sure there's going to be many more.
Yeah, you are amazing, girl. Look, I just want to say I appreciate you. Thank you for all you're doing for the world. You are the queen. Amazing. Just amazing.
Look, it takes one to know one, and that's what you're doing. And that's why you open up and tell people your story, and that's 200%, and you know that. And that's, well, sometimes you need reminding. I think it's one of those things where, like you say, but our message has to get to those few people who need to hear it. And this month especially, let's say 5 months ago, I wouldn't have had a clue about what a tumor or this or that. And even because of people sharing their message, it helped me in my journey, going through having a tumor and having to get rid of it. And because people were sharing their messages. And otherwise, I would have gone through it alone, in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I just read I was looking at your Instagram because I wanted to, get some more information and be more prepared, And I found out, I guess were you diagnosed on November 6, 2018?
Yeah. That was quite a shock. It was because I only went to go get some tablets because every now and then I was getting migraines, and I never suffered from migraines before. And it had nothing to do with the tumor. Ironically, it's hormonal. As we get older, I don't know, I got migraines. Every now and then. So I went just at the end of October, I went to have an appointment with a neurologist, which I didn't want to do. But my gynecologist told me, listen, it's probably hormonal. So just make a visit with a neurologist and just ask them what treatments they have nowadays, because they have some great natural treatments. Her knowing that I'm really into natural rather than chemical.
For your migraines?
Just for the migraines, that's it. So it's only like 2 days, but I'm wiped out completely. So I was like, you know what? Going to a neurologist sounds a little bit extreme. I'm not suffering apart from a couple of days every month, so I'll just leave it. She didn't. She thought it was just, you can either take a painkiller or go to a neurologist and maybe they've got something better. It wasn't a case of go because maybe you've got a problem. And so we'd booked a holiday for 1 month in November to go away for a month on a cruise. And I thought, you know what, if I have a migraine while I'm on a cruise, I'm just going to be wiped out for 2 days. So this is like 8 or 10 months later, I decided to go to a neurologist and ask for these magical tablets, whatever they have. Ask them whatever they have. And as soon as I got in there, the neurologist turned around and said, what's wrong with your eye? And I said, because I have a lazy eye, my left eye since birth, and my right eye is obviously compensates for the left eye. I really don't see very much. I see, but it's not clear enough. It's like -14 or something. So it's a lot. So when the neurologist said, what's wrong with your eye? I was like, no, I work online, so I'm always with my phone. I have a lazy eye. I just gave the neurologist all these excuses because I thought it's nothing, because also what I did, I actually noticed in 2015-16 that one day my eye looked like it was swollen. So I went to where I buy my glasses from, the local opticians, and the girl, just a normal shop attendant, she went, Michelle, go straight to an ophthalmologist because there could be something wrong with the pressure of your eye. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So I went straight to the ophthalmologist in that moment. and they did all the tests you can imagine, like to as if they were going to sell me a laser treatment to better my vision. And I said, yeah, but why is my eye swollen? And they said, yeah, it's just, you know, the pressure is fine. Don't worry about it. I said, but every morning I wake up, I have to put ice on my eye because it looks like someone thumped me. It's like a really dark circle under there. Said, you know, the best thing for that is just put ice on it. So for the last few years, every morning I just put ice on my eye, and I've been very lucky.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have any side effects.
So you've had it for years.
Yeah, at least since 2015. And I knew something wasn't quite right, but obviously it was like they didn't see it, you know. And
yeah, but you're strong. You're like, I'm strong. I don't need that, right?
Yeah, well, I didn't know any different. I think, like you say, if you have a small pain there and you live with it for a while and you think, it's fine, and when you go to a doctor and they say it's fine, you kind of just live with however you're feeling. And you make excuses for it, like I did. I said I had a lazy eye, so maybe like every now and then in the morning I would wake up and I felt like I had a hangover. I felt really like dehydrated. I thought I don't even drink hardly at all. So if I'd have one drink, I would just be like. So in the end, I finally decided to go for to pick up these tablets, or to find out about these tablets. So I made the appointment before going on holiday. And straight away they said, look, we want to do they call it an MRI, like a scan. And I was like, okay, fine, no problem. I didn't think anything because I didn't feel bad. And then I went on my own to pick up the results because obviously we weren't expecting to possibly hear some bad news. And Mark was busy.
You and Mark? Okay.
Yeah, because Mark was busy. He had things to do. It was the day before we leave on holiday, so it was getting everything prepared. So I went, I'll go on my own, pick up these tablets, and then I'll be back. And when I went in the room, literally the face of the other neurologist, he looked at me and he looked scared. And I was like,
oh, wow.
You know, and then
he said, it's bad.
yeah, he showed me the screen of the scan. And then I was like, he said, you have a tumor. And I went, yeah, but I'm going on holiday tomorrow. You can't know. Let's just have to wait.
No, I can't have a tumor. I got to go. Yeah.
And he went, no, you're not going anywhere. We're going to write a letter so you can get your money back or whatever. And I was like, I just had a call come in. Are you there still? Sorry, I just had a call come in.
Yeah, I wonder what was happening. Yeah.
So in the end, if it does it again, I'll quickly cut off because she might be persistent to call again, but I'll call her back later. But anyway, so I was quite shocked, obviously, and hadn't a clue. So as soon as I heard tumor, you think it's fatal. You know, you don't know anything. You're like, God.
Yeah.
And so he said, listen, what we're going to do another scan with where they inject you with something to see what's going on. And I was like, you know, it was one of those surreal moments where you're thinking, it's not happening to me. You know, it's like something you would see in a film. And anyway, I had it done. I came back, and then he said, listen, he was panicking at that moment. He looked panicking. He wasn't panicking. He was looking stressed. He was trying to get hold of a neurosurgeon and a bone specialist. He said, we need to speak to them first. And I was like, it's so bad. And he said, you're going to give me a letter? He said, and then, so it was like a lot of information all at once. I came back from the scan. He said, listen, we can't get hold of a neurosurgeon. And the bone specialist, but what we've looked at the scans with the radiologist, and it looks like it's benign. So go on holiday, come back, and then we'll start all the tests.
Wow.
And so it was like it took the edge a little bit off the holiday initially with what's going on in the back of your mind. But I have to say, I'm a very positive person anyway.
Right.
But when I got told that, so many things. I know you've gone through hell and back as well, so maybe you can relate to something that I'm about to say. Is that in that moment, because I was scared, I was on my own because we didn't plan on getting bad news, and then I left the hospital, and I got in my car and I just started to cry. It was about 5 minutes, probably, if that, and it just felt like I just had to get rid of the tension. And then I thought, okay, this is it. What am I going to do with it? This is like the obstacle that's today. What am I going to do with it? And I think too often it's the same thing. Like, we've all got sad stories in our past, some more than others. And I think we can dwell on it, and it will only make us feel worse.
Yep.
We can
Exactly.
learn from it, and we can try and use it. Okay, it's a life's lesson. Everyone has life lessons in some way, shape, or form. And and pity gets nobody anywhere. So straight away it was like some sort of an energy that I had that just seemed to, out of logic, you know, okay, I can sit here and go,
exactly.
"Ah."
Yes.
And if you even if you sit like that, you're not going to be as motivated, you're not going to be as strong, you're not going to be as positive. Even your posture, if you're going to be like this and go, oh, you know, poor me, you know, give me a hug and let's cry together. I'm a very touchy feely person, a very affectionate person, but then there was no need for that in that a hug and okay, everything is going to be fine and move on. And I think that's something that it's a difficult, it's like it's like a language in reality. I think the same thing with people dealing with approaching people who are disabled in one way, shape, or form, with the lack of knowledge on how to approach someone with something different, or how to approach someone if they are seriously ill or have just received bad news. I think it's that
instead of giving them pity.
Yeah, it's too easy to give pity and cry with them, and at the end of the day, it's
not helping anybody.
Nobody. And it's the same thing. Listen, your situation you've gone through since I've known you. You've gone through hell and back again from what I've heard of, and I've never been with you to see it. But from your messages, you've stayed strong the whole time. I've never seen you come across like you want people to go, poor you.
No, I don't.
I think that's why you're succeeding like you're doing, is because you've got that power to say, I'm worth more, I'm worth it, which is what you always say. And it's such a powerful message that you've got. And you're a little bit like me, I think, like me sitting here with mud on my face. I just explained that this doesn't normally happen. Well, it happens quite frequent. I should be known like the mud woman or something. Because how often it's all about catching in the moment and being spontaneous and doing something without making excuses. And like I said, this was lost in translation. So what? I can do it. No problem. Just let me slap some mud on and do whatever. And I think there's always a message behind something like that. So
that's great. Yeah.
But just to finalize, sorry, I had the operation on the 25th of March, and I was so lucky to have found a genius of a surgeon. I feel blessed that I've recovered so quickly from everything. I'm back in the gym, more or less working out just as normal.
I'm so proud of you, girl.
And it's a whole lot. I'd say 99% has to do with the mindset, because the same thing is, if you know that you're suffering from something and you shouldn't, let's talk about health then, and you know you're suffering from something and you shouldn't either smoke, drink, or eat fat foods or something like that, then you've got to stop it. And your mind has to be strong and positive to say, we'll get through this, but you cannot eat or drink A, B, and C. And it's the same thing, like you say, in anything. You just have to, help your body help itself.
Yeah, that was, you know what? That was so crucial. One of the hardest things was like changing my diet. But you know what was harder? I had cancer, I had stomach cancer, and I couldn't walk for a whole year, and the most important thing was changing my words to myself and to other people, and the way I receive certain people's energy, But I think that the hardest thing to go through, and it still is today, is that people continue to like look at my in what's the word, ostracize me, I guess you could say, for my food choices. But you know something? If they ever get cancer, God forbid, or something happens to their health, that's when they're going to change.
How long
I
ago
went through hell. I was like, I love to eat green stuff.
Sorry, Karen.
The cancer? Yeah, I had cancer. It was about 5 years ago, where I still have health problems today, but I can walk again. Like I said, I couldn't walk 5 years ago. The same thing. Like, the thing about me is they said I had brain cancer at one point and all this stuff. But, a lot of my health problems felt a lot better when I got rid of my ex who was beating me every day. So it's been 10 years I've been away from him, and I feel better every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another, that's another thing. I went through 11 years of snap. We got the same thing here. I went through 11 years of an abusive relationship, and I don't have it in the family. No, you know, normally they say you would accept it if you're used to seeing it in your environment, but I never even heard my dad and mom and dad shout at each other, and it was just a clean, beautiful environment to grow up in. And it's crazy when I used to watch films which the woman was getting, you know, battered or whatever, or spoken to even like shit, I would go, just leave the guy, are you crazy? And then ironically I end up finding someone who starts to do that after week 3 of actually getting married. And why didn't I leave? In the end, I asked myself that question. But it's when someone can manipulate you little by little and make you feel like you're not worth it, you know?
Yep.
And
exactly.
and this is something that unless you've gone through it or gone through it with someone, it's very difficult to understand when a woman especially turns around and says, I was abused for, even if it's for one day, you know? And like you say, but it's listen, Liberty, I think it's the message from, like you say, with you having cancer, with you having bad experience with your ex, with me the same, with me now, my health issue, which thank God, I think I've got rid of it. Are you okay? I can see your face now. Are you okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm good. I just get emotional. Yeah. I just get emotional when I hear that stuff. No, go finish what you were saying.
You know what? I do at times just kind of, but it's good to let it out. It's good to talk about it. And the same thing is your message about that is also, rather than, I mean, I could sit here and name the name and call him this, that, and the other, but that doesn't help anything either. But what I can talk about is why or how could have I gone through that? And it's the same thing, like people manipulate in life, in business, in life. People can manipulate you. And if you let them do that, there's lessons.
There you go.
There's lessons to be learned.
Yeah, exactly. Can I say something about what you just said? Because you know what really woke me up and made me get away from that man? Because my grandma used to talk to me all the time. I called her all the time, and she's dead now. And that's why I am where I am. Like, I moved to 2 different states now. I'm in Los Angeles, California right now because I'm pursuing my music and my speaking career and everything, you know. But I mean, there's so many things I want to do. But if it wasn't for my grandma dying, I wouldn't be here. But if it wasn't for my grandma, I would have never got away from him. Because she told me, she kind of, I guess you could say, gave me an ultimatum. Because I called her one day and she's like, listen, let me tell you something, okay? She said, I don't want you to call me anymore unless you're going to be positive. She said, and she said, you talk about him, but you know something? You allowed him to do that to you. Just like you said, you allow him to do that stuff to you. So I don't want to hear about it no more. And she said, just stop calling me. So I did. I quit calling her for like 6 months. And but because I didn't want to bring my grandma down, you know? And she was sick at the time too. She was sick for years. So I finally got rid of it. And guess what? My grandma came to the PFA hearing with me. They have protection from abuse. You get like a court order. And this guy's not allowed within 60 feet of you. Yeah. So it's because of my grandma. Like you said, she was hard on me, but I needed to hear that.
Yeah.
A lot of people ain't going to tell you the truth. People tell you the truth. That means they care, you know?
I think that's the thing, is being honest and not pretending. And like you say, going from health issues to abuse, it's the point I think we can all get out of this is everybody's lived a journey or has a journey, and everyone has a story. And the people who keep their story to themselves are being selfish, because at the end of the day, people need to hear those stories to feel.
You are so.
Yeah.
Yes.
But obviously not everyone wants to talk out. But the fact is that people need to share their story, because it also helps them. It helps me to talk about what happened.
Yes.
And not in a bitching way, and not in a pity way for health, and not in a bitching way. More in, okay, I am the person I am today, and I'm strong like I am today because I did go through all that shit. And everything else that's happened. But at the end of the day, it's one of those saying we have to be grateful for the moment that we're living in.
Exactly. Yeah.
And love it and own it. And if you don't like someone who's given you a bad feeling, even if they don't say boo to you, avoid them, you know, or just You know, it's so important. So
yeah, a lot of people understand that.
Yeah. I think, like you say, that was my message today on Instagram, was literally to say this month is brain tumor awareness. I would never have known that. When I found out, I thought, okay, also, does this mean I have days, months? What is it all about? How long? Until I started having those appointments after our vacation to get an idea a bit more, because I was starting to Google, which is probably the worst thing you can do, because Google will go for, if you hear something bad, then they're going to think you want to see more bad. So in the end, you've like got minutes to live. So the best thing that you can do is then I went onto Instagram, ironically Instagram, and I just put tumor. And then I started reading stories from people who have gone through it.
Oh, wow.
A lot of sad stories, but then there was a lot of stories of encouragement of people who have gone through it and have come out with flying colors later. And when you see them, they're fine, you know. And that was what also helped strengthen my belief that, okay, I'm going to be good. You know, I will be fine. It's not like terminal that, you know. But
cancer is not a sentence. No, it's just a word.
Exactly. But then it also gives me that energy to say, I want to live every day, every single moment of every day, feeling and doing what I love to do.
Exactly.
And being around the people who I love, you know?
Yeah. So is that when did you start Digital Jungle Lifestyle before you found out you had cancer, or after?
No, I had that going for a little while now, but between 5 months of between traveling and this and that, and then I really want to launch it now, Digital Jungle Lifestyle, as I love the jungle. I hate bugs, but I don't know where that came in. But when I was a kid, I said to my mom, I want to go to the jungle and help people to eat like how they should eat properly. And I said this as a kid.
Wow.
But I mean, it has nothing. That was like, because I had this vision of the Amazon, and I must have seen a film or something like that. I don't know. But I'm fascinated with, like, when you see something with the jungle, when we've gone on trips and then you go in the jungle. But I'm petrified of bugs.
So wait, are you?
Hey.
I didn't mean to interrupt. No, I was going to say, where are you from originally? Because you live in Spain now, and I see that you went to school in Singapore, but you sound like you're from England.
Okay, but actually, for an English person, I don't sound English. That's the funny thing. I've gone in Singapore. We were 5 years in Singapore in the SAS in the American school, and so most of the schools. No, Mark. This is when I was a kid. I only know Mark from here. When I was a kid, my dad was in the oil fields with an American company. So most of the schools we went to were international or American, and so I do actually have a twang. For an American, you probably don't hear it, but I have a twang for English people when they hear me talk. It sounds like I speak through my nose, you know. But I was born in the Isle of Man, which is a little island in between England and Ireland. It's like Andorra. It's like one of the tax havens in the middle of they have palm trees in the North Sea. It's a funny island. But so I was born there, but we took off straight away with my dad's work, and we normally lived only 1 year. We lived the digital lifestyle way back when, before digital existed, because my dad used to travel so much, and we would travel with him as close to wherever he had a contract. And so the longest we stayed in one country was Singapore, which was 5 years. And I'm half Dutch. My dad was Dutch. So I'm half Dutch, half Manx,
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, it was really hard for me to figure out where you're from because of your accent. It's like, I could see the Irish, I could see the Dutch, I could see the English. You know, I can see like a little bit of everything, basically.
Confused.
So, but have you ever lived in the United States?
Yeah, we used to live in Houston. We lived in Houston for 10 months again. We had, just got to say, we had the most amazing childhood. Literally living the lifestyle of a digital nomad now.
That's cool.
So it was like an oil nomad, if you want to say, like the oil field family. And so we lived in the Caribbean. We lived in Iran. Wow. We lived Holland 10 months only. The UK 3 years in total. So it's not. But and then we moved here, Malta. We moved here, and I left home here, and then called it base. So this was when I was 19, and my brother's in the military. I'm not military. My brother's in the military.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
1650. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But,
I'm an Army veteran. That's why I thought, because usually only veterans say time like that. You know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How long were you in the army for?
2 years. I was supposed to be in a total of like 8 altogether, but I had PTSD and stuff, so I just came home like right before 9/11.
Wow.
I wanted to be in the army. I wanted to stay in. Like I could, like, at first I didn't see myself wanting to be in it. I mean, to stay in it, but I kind of wanted to make a career out of it, But
yeah,
I can see how that could have worked out. But I'm much happier doing my own thing.
Yeah. I think it's funny because you're literally from being military to getting told literally what you have to do to living the lifestyle that you're living just now, like amazing lifestyle, freedom. Oh, my camera's gone. Okay.
Yeah, what happened? Oh no.
No, don't worry, I'll plug myself in. The battery went low. So
okay.
I'll plug myself in, so it should come back on again.
Yeah.
Maybe the sound is going to be different because I haven't got the headset now. So I've got the iPhone 10. So you've either got a choice of headset or charger, unless you have the
yeah. That's okay. But no, that's okay. I understand. But something, Michelle? Here's the funny thing is that I don't literally have the money in my hands right now, but I can see myself being free. Like, I only get every month I get about $1,000 a month from the army for being on disability. But now, like, I'm so excited because I actually made $2.05 like in the past week off of my podcast. So like, all I do is just make, is my podcasting and my YouTube channel and stuff, and it's like reaching out to people. So I have another interview got on the last moment, 10:30 last night. I have another interview today at 4:00 with a young guy named the Elementary Entrepreneur. Have you heard of him?
No.
Well, yeah, I'm going to do the interview. Like, I love interviewing people, you know what I mean? And I love sharing their stories. But the thing is too, is like, I'm going to get my album out this year because I'm a musician, I'm an author, I'm a speaker. But right now I'm a filmmaker, but right now I really want to concentrate on my podcast and my music, so I'm going to take this and turn this into an audio too,
Okay.
But I really want to get, the thing is, like, I want to get the message out there to people about, having other people tell their stories. But it's just for me, because I don't really expect that many people to actually pay attention. You know what I mean? But I'm going to listen to this.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. And don't give up, because that's one thing, like you say, it's like I said, I reached out to find out who about tumor, about this, that, and the other. And if I would have just stuck with Google, I would have been so probably down in the dumps, because like you say, if you find something negative on Google, automatically that you want to see more negativity.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So many people probably think it doesn't matter what. It could be from abuse. It doesn't matter. But so getting it from the horse's mouth and hearing stories from real people. Sorry I can't get the camera back on again.
Yeah.
Power. Yeah.
I wonder, you just don't have enough power? Okay.
No, I've just plugged it in, but it's taking so long. I can't get it's not giving me hang on. Okay, maybe not.
She's back. Oh, I think she's coming back. Hey, she's back. Okay, good. Thank you, Jesus.
What is it? That Shrek. Shrek is back.
Yeah, I love Shrek. He's awesome. Or the Hulk.
The Hulk. I love your energy, and we went through Lewis Howe's the inner circle, and you stood out from the word go, and you stand out because you have a powerful way of putting your message across. And what I love about it is you do what you do, and you don't worry about those people probably saying, why are you so loud, and why are you so you have to, your character is contagious. When people see how you are, you need to realize then that people will feel comfortable to be themselves as well. Look, you got me. I'm comfortable with mud on my face and talking to you, because it's not about, like you say, it's not about having everything prim and perfect and the words correct. It's about being you genuinely, so people can relate to you and fall in love with your character and who you are genuinely. Right.
I want people to fall in love with themselves. That's my goal. Yeah. Like you said, though, empowering other people by being yourself.
Exactly. But when you are yourself, like you are since day one, since I met you, that like a smile is contagious. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same. As someone acts like you are from the word go and doesn't, like a lot of the people, and myself included at times in the past. Now I've got, if I don't like something, with respect and with education, I would just avoid as much. I've got to go. But too often, like you say, I think both you and I, especially coming from an abusive relationship, it's also one of those things where we're not going to let anyone take us down anymore.
That's right.
And if we want to shout from the top of the building, we'll do it. And if someone doesn't like it, then walk past, And I think that's so important.
That's right. You ain't going to stop me. My name's Liberty. I'm free. Don't tell me what to do. Yeah. That's right.
Is that your real name?
That's what I was just about to say. I'm dedicated. I actually changed my name 4 years ago. So March 16th, I turned 4. I changed my name to Liberty V Justice because there's no period in my V because my Victor's never ending. Yours don't have to either, Michelle, my friend. Yeah. It cost me $400, but I'm worth it.
Fabulous.
You're worth it. Small price for freedom, huh?
Amazing. You just don't stop inspiring, I tell you. And you're so dedicated to what you're putting out, your message. It's inspiring, very inspiring.
Thank you. Yeah, and I feel like every time, so now I got this interview with you, and I'm always meeting people that are like you, that are on my path. I need people in my life that are doing things too, Yeah. So it was so, like, the hardest thing this whole time was not having that connection with people and meeting people every day that were like, oh yeah, me too. Like, I'm a musician or I have this goal, but they're not doing anything towards it. And it was very frustrating because they always want to talk to me, but they're actually just keeping me stuck where I'm at. You know what I mean? So yeah, I finally gave up on, I don't care. I'm not a people. I just did a podcast on people pleasing because I felt like, well, if I don't talk to these people, then they're going to, it's going to draw them away from God, and it's going to make them, they're going to feel bad, but they already feel bad. And I don't need to talk to everybody because my time, I know my time is about, everybody is. We all get time from God, but I know how valuable my time is because like I said, went through cancer and all these things, and I'm going to reach my goals, and nobody's going to stop me. And the people that they're going to be there with me regardless because they're already on the path like you. So I don't need to do anything except just be myself.
Exactly. I think that's something like you just said then. It's just someone has to hear your message, and you could waste time talking to people who've got their ears blocked. And at the end of the day, maybe those people need to see you power forward, and then they'll get curious and say, hang on a minute, everybody, what was it you were saying? But if you stick with them, you're going to stay behind with them as well.
Exactly. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said in the podcast. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on. Honestly.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, girl. You are amazing. God bless you. Man, I'm just so thankful to have you here, and I'm so proud of you. And I just can't wait to see all these things you do. You want to tell them, about your website and where to find you on Twitter and Facebook and all that.
Yeah. I've got a business coach now, so I'm doing more focusing on getting everything out as soon as possible, but I just needed a little bit more alignment I did so many things, but I just needed like an ABC. It's always good for someone to have a coach to because when we're looking at a huge picture, it can sort of get a little bit like a whirlwind to think, okay, which direction do I go first? So definitely over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see the digital jungle appear. My ideas were big before I've gone through all the treatment, and it's kind of like a snowball effect. It slows you down
they're bigger.
Because but now I've got a huge idea for it. And I would love to invite you to jump over to do an interview with you as well, because I value your message and I value you. And because you are worth it.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle. Please, do invite me. Invite me to join the groups and all that stuff.
Excellent.
My only thing is I apologize. Forgive me for not joining your groups and stuff like that before and taking more of it. I apologize, but I mean, I really am thankful for you as a friend, as a human, especially as a woman, and as a conqueror, all the things that you're doing. So thank you so much. And just keep doing it, girl.
Okay, I love you too.
I love your quote. One thing I forgot, that quote that you have, Abraham Lincoln. The best way to predict your future is to create it.
Exactly.
I love that. Love that.
And that's what we're doing. Hey?
That's right.
Exactly.
Give me a digital pound. You go, girl.
You're wonderful.
Thankful. Thank you.
You have a fabulous day and go and impact some more lives, okay?
You too, girl. Thank you so much. Send me that information, okay?
Will do. Will do. Take care.
Thank you. Adios. Vales mucho.